$218 million. $218 million is how much Donald Trump lost the state of Florida while Governor Ron DeSantis sat by and watched. This torturous detention center named quote-unquote Alligator Alcatraz lost $218 million, and we are now getting reports that detainees had an uprising in the final days of this detention center. Guards at Alligator Alcatraz deployed tear gas and engaged in mass beatings of detainees. There was blood on the floor, and I want to break this down further, but just to take a step back, we do have some positive news. I know things have been grim, but Labor Day protests are breaking out in all 50 states across the country. Workers Against Billionaire protests are breaking out not only to protect regulations for union workers and workers across the country, but just to push back against this administration broadly. I mean, people are mad about a lot of things, workers' rights being one of them, but you can easily tie this wastefulness, the wastefulness of this administration, into workers' rights. Because here's the deal. We have reports that Trump has wasted $50 million just traveling to Scotland and other countries to open up his golf resorts. There's going to be a $900 million cost to refurbish this Qatari jet. $218 million in Alligator Alcatraz. We've spent a lot of money refurbishing the White House and the Rose Garden, all of this stuff. USAID is projected to cost us anywhere from $2 to $10 billion in the very short term. Who knows what it's going to cost us in the long term? The point is, I could sit here and list off all of the money that we're wasting, yet workers in this country are struggling. We are seeing an insane amount of wealth inequality that is increasing. Wealth inequality is getting worse and worse for my generation too. I mean, all generations. I don't want to exclude any generations, but I'm just thinking about long term, my generation will be screwed because Donald Trump is allowing tax cuts for the richest of the rich, while taxpayers are caught paying for this. Alligator Alcatraz. It is so incredibly disgusting. Let's just start from the beginning. Allegations made by at least 3 detainees in phone calls to Miami's Spanish-language news channel came as authorities raced to empty the camp in compliance with the judge's order. So this is what happened. As the order came in to empty the camp, people in the camp began to uprise immediately. The incident took place after several migrants held there began shouting for freedom after one received news a relative had died, according to the outlet. A team of guards then rushed in and began beating individuals indiscriminately with batons and fired tear gas at them. They've beaten everyone here, and a lot of people have bled. Brother, tear gas. We are immigrants. We are not criminals. We are not murderers. Can I remind you that 75% of the people that have been detained and deported by this administration have not committed a single crime? Not a single crime. Coming over the border and claiming asylum is not illegal. They are criminalizing asylum and then torturing the people that are there. The people need to rise up, and people are rising up. This is what makes me happy. Chicago is rising up hard. Let me pass it over to friend of the show, Mike Nellis, who explained how much Chicago dislikes Donald.
Chicago's had a chance to vote for Donald Trump 3 times, and he lost by 80% each of the 3 times that he was on the ballot. I think if Donald Trump wants to get involved heavily in issues somewhere else, he should go look at red states, because Donald Trump doesn't have any urgency to deal with Louisiana, which is the murder capital of the United States. He doesn't have anything to say about Oklahoma, which has the worst schools in the nation. Doesn't have anything to say about Arkansas,
Mike,
which has the highest teen pregnancy rate.
Those are crime-ridden too. Those are crime-ridden too. And if the mayor
when's
wants
Donald
to
Trump
invite
do
Donald
something
Trump
about the
to
crime
go in
rid
there
that's
and do
happening
it,
in Republican
Chicago's a little bigger than Baton Rouge, Mike. Okay, and you live in Chicago, and you should care. Did you hear my friend out there in the monologue talking about her cousin, her uncle, her niece? They're all dead, Mike. Do you care about that at all? Your mayor doesn't care. Your mayor doesn't want any backup. They're offering him more cops, more guard, and he says, no, more housing. What the hell's wrong with him?
Hey, listen, I care about the crime that happens in Chicago, but I also care about making sure that people feel safe. And I know that I'm not going to feel safe in my city if when I take my son to school, I have to drive by a tank. I know I'm not going to feel safe if when I take him to a ball game, I'm going to see armed military members.
Very well done by Mike Nellis. Do not let these Republicans grandstand and virtue signal, because the pattern is clear. Red states are carried by blue states 10 out of 10 times. Blue states not only pay the bills, but we fund the federal government. Red states do actually have a way higher murder rates. Blue states are creating the industries that carry our country on their back, and red states are burning through their share of cash by punishing immigrants, chasing conspiracy theories, and launching projects that end up wasting hundreds of millions of dollars after they either torture people or are environmental hazards. And Trump himself is the ringleader of waste. Just remember, he had a military parade. This cost tens of millions of dollars. A Qatari jet that is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to refurbish. Apparently, when he takes the Secret Service and everyone to his Florida resorts, it's like $800,000 of taxpayer dollars per night. Listen, if this happened like once over Christmas where he brought his family there, that'd be one thing, but like 3 times a month going to Mar-a-Lago and resort to resort to resort is insane. Donald Trump is charging the taxpayers money to golf, to open golf resorts. The reason I'm talking about this is because this should be a day for workers, and it is a day for workers. People are revolting. I found it interesting that the workers over billionaires protests are happening specifically in South Florida, where Alligator Alcatraz recently closed. So workers are revolting up. This says one term was one term too many. No kings in America. FDT 8647. Never ever forget how poorly this administration has treated federal workers, workers at the VA, people who've dedicated their lives to our country. Even Trump tweeted out on June 19th, which is a holiday remembering Black history and American history, he tweeted out, "Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either." Really? The workers don't want more holidays? We are getting trounced by comparable European countries, other countries in the G7 when it comes to worker holidays. The workers don't want it either, he lies. Soon, we'll end up having a holiday for every one working day of the year. Just because we have a holiday on Juneteenth, this is how Trump feels about workers on Labor Day. That's why I'm happy people are pushing back. Anti-Trump activists in Coral Springs will join tens of thousands of others in South Florida and nationwide on Monday, Labor Day, for the workers over billionaires protest. The message: reject the billionaire takeover of the government and stand up for the working people. Labor and community are planning more than a barbecue on Labor Day this year because we have to stop the billionaire takeover, said May Day Strong, a nationwide movement of activists. I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate the work we do at Mockler Media, make sure you drop a like. If you made it this far in the video, comment "Hi Adam" and let me know how you've been enjoying the videos over the past week. Any comments, complaints, concerns, we are all ears. I love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.